Praise. Thank Betty for that testimony. You know, every now and then you got to go off script. Holy, when the Holy Ghost moves, you need to let Him move. Amen. The word that I want to share with you today, you've heard it. It's in the book of Hebrews, chapter 12. And since we are in a new year, the year 2020. And those of us who know anything about saying the eye doctor, we coined the phrase, we want 2020 vision. And in this year of 2020, I believe we need to give ourselves a vision check. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1 says, "Wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which do so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds." I want to just talk about from this subject, looking at Jesus. God bless you. And thank you, ushers, for your obedience and your patience. The game of baseball, in my opinion, is perhaps the most difficult sport to play, because it requires a fixed focus on the ball. The batters have to have a skill that they have to hit a ball that's traveling at them at a high rate of speed.
Yes, sir.
Some say the average speed is 90 miles per hour. And they are tasked with hitting the ball. And some people believe that golf is just as difficult, but the ball ain't moving till you hit it. But what I discovered about baseball is that when you watch the batters bat at regular speed, it serves no justice. And then you watch them hit in slow motion, that shows you a little bit of their skill. But they developed a thing called super slow motion. And that's when they slow the camera down almost 70 to 80% more than regular slow motion. And when you look at that, you will find that these men have developed a skill of focusing not on the pitcher, but on the ball. And as the ball is approaching them, you will see, if you look at it in super slow motion, their eyes are fixed only on the ball. Not on the pitcher, not on the defense, but only on the ball. When we look at this from a spiritual standpoint, life is filled with what I call DDDs, demonic design distraction. They are designed to keep the believer from fixing their eyes on Jesus. Can I help you with an example out the Bible? You remember this story. Jesus walking on the water. Peter in the boat. Peter says, "If that's you, bid me to come." Jesus says, "Come on." And the Bible specifically says Peter got out the boat and did something that was humanly impossible to do. He walked on water. Did you get that? No apparatus, no board. He just walked on water. And the observation of the text is that as long as he kept his eyes on Jesus, he was doing something that in human strength he was not able to do. Where am I going right now? I'm going right now. I'm telling you right now that God intends for us to do great and mighty things. But the only way we're going to do them is that we have to have a fixed focus on Jesus. The rest of the story goes when Peter began to notice the distractions, the water, the winds, and all that was going on, he took his eyes off of Jesus. And the Bible says he began to sink. May I introduce to you this morning that if you got your eyes, your spiritual eyes, focused on anything other than Jesus, eventually it's going to fail you. If it's your job, if it's your family, even if it's your church, if your focus is not on Jesus, failure is inevitable. Because why? Because no matter what we trust in, we come to know and believe that there's only one somebody that time or testing he cannot fail. And so in this text we find that the Hebrew writer is tasked with encouraging some Jewish converts who was once upon a time walked in Judaism, but they began to embrace Christianity, and now they're being intensely persecuted for their decision. And within the persecution, many of them are now entertaining turning back around. Don't tell me that if you are really walked with the Lord, every now and then stuff happens to you. And within the parameters of those things that are happening to us, the enemy finds a convenient opportunity to whisper in your mind, don't go to church this Sunday. Give up. You might as well just go on. You know, you deserve a break today. But the trap is being set because the minute we lose our focus on the master and we begin to focus on our comfort and on our own situations, failure is inevitable. And I'm here to tell somebody today, God has brought you into this new year, you need a new focus. Now, occasionally, some of you, like me, you go to the eye doctor. And when you go to the eye doctor, one of the things that we want is better sight. But what I discovered about my eye doctor, he says, Mr. Brigham, there's a difference in sight and vision. Sight is what you see with the naked eye. Everybody that is not blind, you have some form of sight. But it says, but Mr. Brigham, the older you get, the more you will discover your sight will diminish. Now all y'all with glasses on, I'm saying amen. And what he told me about my situation is that my sight is diminishing. And it's for various reasons, you know. It's not, you're not a bad person because you're losing your sight, but it's just how nature takes its course. But he says, but Mr. Brigham, ain't no shame of losing your sight if you're willing to get some corrected vision. And what those of us who wear glasses and contacts, we've come to the grips with, without corrected vision, I can't see a thing. Anybody there? I have some reading glasses in my hand, and I promise you, if I tried to read this scripture without these glasses, I can't see a thing. But I've come to grips that I need some help with my vision. So the Hebrew writer says to these readers, you're about to quit.
Yeah.
And that's because you're focusing on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Now, can I tell you this? There are some good distractions.
All right.
That have the same purpose of bad distraction.
Yeah.
And that is to get you to take your spiritual mindset off of the Word of God.
Yeah.
And so what the Hebrew writer does here, he lists us, well, better yet, he asks us to go back and look at the previous chapter of all of those who we look at as biblical patriots, and he says, before you give up, check out what they went through, and yet they held on.
Right.
And by the way, I know that some of you have examples of people who you know in your life. They may be still here or maybe going on to glory, that when you look at their examples, you get encouraged by them.
Yeah.
And so the Hebrew writer says in chapter 11 that all of these people who went through persecution because of their faith in God, instead of quitting, they kept going on forward. Why? Because at the time, Sister Groves, when their sight failed them, they relied on the Word of God through faith to keep them moving on. And that's what we have to do today, because you best believe that the enemy is trying everything he can to get you to keep from focusing on Jesus Christ. And he knows if you focus on anything other than Christ, he got a chance to get you. You can come to church all day long, but if your focus is not on Christ. Let me read. I gotta put my reading glasses. He says, seeing that we are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses. He's talking about the previous chapter, all of those, the Moseses, the Abrahams, the Josephs, all of them who have gone through difficult situations, yet they held on to God. He says, we got some witnesses who have experienced difficulties, who have experienced death, who have experienced problems on the highest level, but yet they still managed to hang on. Why? It wasn't because of who they were, but it was because who they believed in. And he's saying to us, we got good examples to go by. When trouble came Joseph's way, Joseph did not abandon his faith in God. He held on to God even tighter. When Moses experienced trouble, he still chose to believe God. And I want to pause right here, because it's easy to believe God when everything is all right. Amen? But where is your holding on power when you are challenged with something? When your sight has been obscured. When you can't see your way. Where are you then? Right here the text says, we got witnesses that went through stuff that you and I can't even imagine. But yet, they held on. Why? Because verse 2 says, they looked, or the best word in the Greek is that they fixed their eyes on Jesus. Who is the author. Now, what I want to let you know is that God is not surprised by your troubles. In fact, before your troubles came, they had to get approved by God. Talk to me, somebody. I guess Job would talk to me. Job realized later on that everything he went through, God allowed it to happen because God had a divine purpose. And can I tell somebody in here, what you're going through right now, whatever it is, God endorsed that thing to happen because God wants you to don't focus on that thing that's troubling you, but focus on Him who can overcome your trouble. But proof positive is the problem is that you and I have a propensity that when we see the problem, and if the problem don't immediately go away, am I talking to somebody on Jesus.
That's right.
Why? Because He is the author.
That's right.
He is the one. Before anything that can happen,
Yes, sir.
it must get His approval. Now, some of y'all say, well, wait a minute, that don't sound like God. God's supposed to not allow nothing but good to happen to me. Don't believe that. Because I've discovered in my own personal life,
Yes,
even
sir.
in reading the Bible as well, that even in the bad things, God is to be glorified. Esther can help me right there. When the Jews got the message that they were going to be destroyed, and it looked real bad, but the hand of God was navigating through the whole circumstances. I'm trying to encourage somebody to let them know in this year that's coming up, you're going to face some challenges, but you got to understand God allowed those challenges, and if He allowed those challenges, then He certainly has an answer waiting for you. The text says that Jesus is the author and the finisher of our faith. Now please notice, it also says that Jesus Himself went through something.
That's right.
This sounds like Bible study. I'm enjoying it. He endured the cross.
That's right.
You know that if you are a Christian, you know you became a Christian because you believe that Christ endured the cross for our sin. Jesus endured the cross. But I saw something in this text that showed me that even when we are enduring difficulty, we need to have a certain kind of attitude. Now, I'm not saying be superficial. Because when trouble comes our way, I'm not saying, oh, God, thank you for our trouble. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying that sight will not show this to you, but vision will. The text says, whom for the joy that was set before Him. Now, what was that joy? You see, that joy was that Jesus knew by going through what He went through, there was a dividend, there was a recompense, there was a payoff, if you will. And you know what the payoff was? Man's salvation. And so every pain that Jesus went through, it hurt Him. Every lie that was told on Him, it bothered Him. Everything that He went through, it destroyed Him. But because He had a vision, and that vision was, if I go through this, Norris, you're going to be saved if you believe it. That vision was, if I endure this, people in Bethany Missionary Baptist Church can have salvation apart if they believe what I mean. And I want to suggest to somebody today, when you on your proverbial cross, that is when you're going through your difficulties, don't focus on folk to help you. Let me try that one more time. Because the immediate thing to do is to look for people to bail you out. But I want to tell you this morning, when you are going through your difficulties, you need to fix your eyes on the only somebody who conquered difficulties to the utmost. Jesus endured that cross. And if He endured that cross, then certainly He can give you and I enduring power if we focus on Him. He endured the cross. Despising the shame. I love that because you know what that means? He shamed that what was designed to shame Him. In other words, what happened was they thought what they were doing was going to humiliate Him, shame Him, even to the point where He may have reversed His decision. Get a little closer for this. But He put to shame that which was designed to put man to shame. In other words, He took our shame because He had a vision of our salvation. And so, He endured. Sight will make you hold on. But vision will make you endure. Let me try that one more time. Sight will make you hold on with your human abilities.
All right.
But vision says, even when I get ready, mother-in-law, to let go, I can fix my eyes on a God that when I let go, he'll grab my hand. So the text says, he endured the cross, the spinal shame, and it sat down. And it sat down.
That's right.
And it sat down.
Yes, sir.
That means after he was lied on.
Yeah.
After he was beaten.
Yeah.
After he was nailed.
Yeah.
After he was crucified.
Yeah.
After he bowed his head and died.
Yeah.
After they buried him in the grave.
Yeah.
After he got up with all power in his hands. His job was complete. And when he completed his job, Betty, he took a seat right next to the one who, when he was going through, he was focusing on him, just like he's telling you and I, when we go through, to focus on him.
Amen.
He's sitting at the right hand
Yeah.
of the throne of God, making intercession,
That's right.
even right now,
That's right.
for you and I,
Yeah.
who have lost our vision,
Well.
depending on our sight.
Yeah.
The Bible is clear. Trouble is for everybody.
Oh, that's right.
You gonna get it.
Yeah.
You might as well get ready. I can't tell you when it's gonna come. I can't tell you how it's gonna come. But as sure as I'm black and fat, you gonna have trouble. Trouble is coming your way. In fact, the songwriter said, trouble in my way. I gotta do what? Cry. There's some time in crying for us today. But you know what he says, but that's all right. Why? Because Jesus will fix it after a while. That's got to be your attitude, Bethany. When you're going through your difficulties, God will fix it. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know he can.
Well, preach.
He says to the Hebrew, he says, verse 3, for consider him that did what? Endured such contradiction of sinners against himself.
Well.
Even they accused Jesus of being worse than what they were.
Yeah.
But he endured it.
Yeah.
He allowed it. He did not try to take a shortcut.
Yeah.
He knew he had to go through it. Can I make this plain to everybody in here? Whatever you're facing, you got to go through it. There are no shortcuts. I don't care what other preachers say. You got to go through some stuff. But going through some stuff, you have the confidence of knowing I'm not going through it alone.
That's it.
Yeah. We prayed for you, Sister Renee, when you had to go see that doctor again. We really prayed for you. We prayed with tears, asking God to have his way.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was only you and the Lord that went through that thing. We was on the outside looking in, but God was on the inside looking out. I'm trying to let somebody know that if you endure with your eyes fixed on Jesus, there's a better day for you. And that's what Hebrews 11 says. That all of those people who went through their difficulties, they got out of there with a better day. Oh, it didn't look like they won, but at the end, they did win. And I want to tell somebody here today, it may not look like you got victory. And that's because you're looking at it with your sight. But when you put on vision here, victory is belonging to all of us. Why? Because the one who died for our sins, he got up with all power in his victorious hands. And you can walk out of here today that no matter whatever you face, there's victory with your name on it. So, what you looking at? Are you looking with sight? Are you looking with vision? Because sight is going to show you the problem. But vision is going to show you the victory. Why? Because Jesus himself endure. Can I close by telling you? We're going to get some trouble. Storms going to come our way.